Hello everyone, welcome back to Atreyu Crochet. So, I am excited to be, as I said in the last video, kicking off this new series, the Choose Your Own Crochet Adventure series, and I think it's a creative way to, for me at least, to chip away at all of the requests that I have been getting lately. And yeah, it's just kind of fun, because who didn't enjoy those Choose Your Own Adventure books, and who doesn't enjoy those choose your own adventure video games? Okay, so in today's video, part 2 of the series, we will be adding a pom pom. As you can see, I've already made one. I have a pom pom video, which just look at the link above right now, and you can learn how to make your own. I used this. I know some people use the holder for the toilet paper or toilet tissue. I've done that, but I thought it'd be easier because these are inexpensive to just buy this, and they have different sizes, so you can easily control like how large or small your pom pom ends up being. As you can see, I made a pom pom in a slightly different color, and I'm gonna add this color around the border of this hat as well to just kind of, give it a little different look, I guess. All right, so things you will need: pom pom machine or something to make a pom pom with, whether it's a toilet tissue or paper towel holder. And when I say holder, I mean the cardboard part, the cardboard inside. You'll need a darning, weaving, tapestry needle. You need a pair of scissors, and then you'll need some yarn. You can use the same color or a different color. All right, you'll need to make your pom pom. Don't forget to check out that video, and then you'll need your hat. All right, let's get to it. So what we're gonna do, you'll see after watching the pom pom video, you'll be left with this. You'll be left with the pom pom and two tails. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the top of the hat and we're going to bring these tails in. All right, this is where we need our darning, weaving, tapestry needle. Okay, we're going to put one tail through the darning, weaving, tapestry needle at a time and bring it to the inside. So here's that center. Okay, I'm just going to go, here's the center. Remember the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And don't forget, if you don't want this little pucker, then you can start out with 5 or 6 beans and then increase more gradually. Okay, maybe I'll make another video showing how to do that, because I think a lot of people run into just having that pucker, and unless you have a pom pom at the top, it just doesn't really look good because you want it to fit flush against the top of your head, the crown. Okay, all right, so anyway, we have these 4 beans, and I'm going to go on one side of them. You don't have to be super precise, but I'm going to go, say, in that space with this one, and I'm going to pull my darning, weaving, tapestry needle in, pull that yarn in like that. Okay, now I'm going to go to the inside and just pull that all the way in, so you see it's in right there, right? Okay, now I'm going to go back to the outside. I'm going to get the other one, and I'm going to put it on my darning, weaving, tapestry needle, and I'm going to enter the top of the hat from the outside opposite that. So that one's there, so I'm going to go across over here. Once again, you don't have to be super precise, just anywhere that's not in that same hole, basically. So I think I like that one in between those 2 beans. All right, and then I'm going to pull that in like that, and then I'm going to gently bring it to the inside and look. Okay, and now both tails are on the inside. Okay, this is the tail from the beginning of the hat, so you can disregard that. But now that I have both tails in and they are cut to a comparable length, I'm going to tie a couple of knots. So 1, and before you tie the second knot, go back to the outside and check to see that the pom pom holds the way you want it to. Okay, so if I pull it tighter, let's see what that does. Okay, makes it a little bit tighter to the hat, which I kind of prefer, so I'm going to keep it nice and tight, that first knot, and then I'm going to tie a second knot like that. Okay, if you want, you can use this tail and tie a couple of knots with those 2 tails, just for added security, but pretty much you're done. So you can cut all these tails down. No one's gonna see the inside anyway, so it doesn't matter. And that, you guys, is how you attach a pom-pom to this. Now, you know me, I like to be creative, and a lot of times ideas just kind of come to mind as I'm crocheting on the fly. So I'm going to take this color yarn right here, and I'm just going to make a little border of slip stitches around. Okay, so you guys also know that I leave a little tail which serves as my tag, so that's the back. Okay, so that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to use the same crochet hook that I used before, which was my size I 5.5 millimeter, and that is US crochet hook. Alright, so that's the tag. I'm going to turn this so I'm looking from the outside, and I'm going to go into the bean right next to the tag, just to the left. Okay, I'm going to hook my yarn on, pull through. While holding that little tail, I'm going to chain one to secure it, and then I'm going to pull on the tail. If you want, you can tie a knot with the tag. Okay, a couple of knots if you want. 1, 2, just to make sure it's secure. And then, now what you're going to do is you're just going to slip stitch all around the opening of this. So get a little bit closer so you can see. Alright, so I've chained one. I'm going to slip stitch into every stitch. Now remember, there's a chain one in between the bean stitches, so I'm going to just slip stitch into those, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the bean. So for instance, here's that chain one. You'll see that with the chain one, there's the top part of it, but then there's a bottom loop to the chain one. So just go in between that bottom loop and the top of the chain. Don't yarn over, just enter the stitch, yarn over, and pull all the way through. Okay? And then for the bean, remember the top of the stitch is right over the body of the bean, so slice the ice in, yarn over, pull all the way through. Here's the next chain, but there's that bottom part, right? See that bottom portion in there? There's the top, but then there's that bottom loop. Just go in between there and make a slip stitch like that. And then bean, right? And then chain. And then bean. And then chain. And then bean. And then chain. Can you guys see? I'm going in between. See that little loop at the bottom of that chain? But then there's the top of the chain. Yeah. I'm just making a slip stitch. Okay, so just continue doing this all around, and I will meet you guys once I get back to there. See you there. Okay, so I'm almost back around. This last chain that's in between these two beans can be hard to get into, so just try to get in there where you can. Okay, and then to complete this so that there's not that gap, just go into the top of the bean stitch where you first started, and without pulling any of that yarn to the front, I just slip stitch into the same area. Okay, so it kind of completes the slip stitching that's happening. This just is not want to get out of the way. Okay. Like that. Okay, so now it completes it. Alright, I'm going to chain one, cut my yarn, and fasten off. And just like before, I'm going to go through some stitches in the area. If you have a smaller hook, that would be advisable because you can get through the stitches more easily. But if you don't have a smaller hook, it's fine. You can make this work. Just bring that yarn into the inside, and before pulling all the way through, chain one like that. Okay. Alright, and I think I'm going to tie a couple of knots between this and tail and the frizzies so that I can cut the frizzies because they're just kind of out of control right now. Alright, now I'm going to cut the frizzies down, and I'm going to cut this tail down. We definitely have a tag. That is our back. And yeah, guys, that is it. Okay, so this is what we have. We have our hat. Now let me zoom out a little bit. We have our bean stitch hat, nice little pom pom, and have that little pucker area up there, which is fine. Okay, and then we've added a little border, which is also nice. And yeah, here we go. So I hope you have enjoyed this choose your own crochet adventure video. Stay tuned for the next one to see what I do with this basic bean stitch hat next. Alright, that's going to be it for this video, but I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, happy crocheting.